is a war. It's happening now. It will decide the fate of humanity. The time to choose sides has come. We are the resistance. We are the InfoWar. I have decided to join Obama. I have been far too negative for far too long, and everything Obama has told us has been true. And I really feel trendy and powerful and cool when I basically buy into whatever Obama and his coterie of incredibly liberal, good people who care about me say and do. So we are going to be supporting him. I mean, there's this article up on Infowars.com. It's up on DrudgeReport.com as well. The Democrats are moving to revoke FCC licenses of anyone that runs TV ads critical of Barack Obama. Remember the truth squads in Missouri and other states back during the first election 6-7 years ago? They're going to, quote, arrest anyone that they think runs a misleading ad, like saying he's not a Christian or things like that. Well, that's First Amendment. You have a right there. So they're really going to try all this, and this is on the heels of the whole move with the newsroom, FCC, coming in to chronicle what you say and what you do and to see if you're, quote, bias on women and minority issues, which women and minorities together are 75+% of the population. Just a little news flash for everybody out there. Over 50% of the population is women. Well over 51. There's 51 babies born for every 49 male babies, and then women live on average about 6 years longer. So do the math, compadres. So we've got that information. You know, women have more wealth in the aggregate than men because there's all these women that have their dead rich husband's money. Or they kill them in a divorce, basically, and get all their money. But seriously, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be breaking down a lot of this today. Bill Maher, legend in his own mind, has come out and attacked some people, and basically whoever he attacks is who's hurting them, and who he is just rampantly jealous of with his HBO audience. You know, HBO has some really big audiences for cable, but not. Didn't his show used to be called Politically Incorrect? Talk about camouflage. That'd be like calling Obama a hardcore conservative. I mean, it's just all pure bull. Real time with Bill. I have writers and read off a teleprompter. Maher. What a joke. And so we're going to be just looking at his conniption fit, demonizing Matt Drudge, Ted Cruz, and Glenn Beck. I mean, he's attacked me before, but I am really jealous and envious that I have not been attacked, because that means I'm not doing a good enough job, that I have not been included in all of this. But we are going to be playing that clip as well.
You are watching the best of the Alex Jones Show, weekdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Watch live at Infowars.com/show or become a member of InfoWarsNews.com and help us take resistance to the next level.
He promises not to hire any lobbyists. He broke all records doing it. He promised to cut the budget. He expanded it to the highest level ever. He said that... obviously, raising the debt ceiling does not raise the debt. It's all true. Raising the debt does not raise the debt. There's never tyranny lurking around the corner in history. And he did come after your guns, but that's okay, even though he lied, because he didn't lie. And everything is awesome. Everything is wonderful. Everything is good. And the economy's doing great. And Obamacare is obviously wrecking the country and shutting down businesses everywhere and putting people on part-time work. But that's okay. They say just go get on welfare. That's what they wanted you all the time. Part of the system. So everything is awesome when you're part of a forced labor camp. Everything is awesome in the Soviet Union, Venezuela. Everything is awesome in a collectivist nightmare. Everything is awesome, except it's not awesome historically. And that's what we're here talking about on this worldwide Sunday global transmission, where every Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we come back for 3 hours every day, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central, with the weekday transmission. You can find all the links and podcasts and everything else on the listen page at prisonplanet.com and Infowars.com. And follow us on Twitter at Real Alex Jones. You know, I want to open the phones up after I cover a bunch of really huge First Amendment attacking news that is just ultra massively important to not just people in media, but anybody that wants to live in what's left of a free country. The little scraps we've got, and huge news, obviously, on the Ukraine, and gigantic news on spy hubs everywhere. You know, I told you years ago they have new light bulbs that actually act as cameras. That's how small the chips have gotten. And people didn't believe me, even though it was in the Associated Press. It's back in the news again. And guess who's going to string them up all over the country? You guessed it, the TSA, the new National Police Force, the civilian force, just as big and just as strong as our military, as Barack Obama said. So all of that is coming up. And, you know, I'm just sitting here thinking there's so many topics to throw out at the audience. Because when I throw a topic out, Radio 101, and keep people to that, we get some really great calls. When I just say free-for-all, it is a free-for-all of bygones, a swamp of literal diversions and distractions and weird factoids that don't lead anywhere. So I'm going to throw out a couple topics. I'm going to think about it in this segment and the next. And then at the bottom of the hour, I'll throw the phone number out, and I want to hear from you, first-time callers, long-time callers. You agree, you disagree. We have this rule where if you disagree, you go to the head of the line. I don't really follow that anymore because most of the time, 5, 6, 7 times out of 10, more than half the time, people call in claiming they disagree, and then they really don't disagree to get to the head of the line, or they're satirical. They're like, I love turning my guns in. What's wrong with that, Alex? I want people that really disagree. In fact, I just figured out what I want. We're not going to take first-time callers or long-time callers when I first open the phones up. Today is only people that disagree, at least in the first hour of phone calls. From the bottom of the hour to 30 minutes in the next hour, I want to hear from apologists who think I'm wrong and want to tell me how I'm a fraud. Lord knows I'm obnoxious. Sometimes I'm unlistenable in my own view. But what I'm talking about is going on. We're losing liberty. Tyranny is growing worldwide. We're going in the wrong direction. We're going into greater debt. We're being dumbed down. We're getting physically more unhealthy. World government is being set up by select corporations that are not free market or monopolistic. We need to have a major debate about this. I told you Obamacare had death panels, cut the quality of care, jacked up the prices, was written by offshore mafia organizations, basically, that run the insurance companies. Do I get an apology from all you Obama people that before, during, and after? We've done this 4 or 5 shows. We've given you the floor, and you call in and attack me for not liking Obamacare. So do you want to call in and apologize to me and Ted Cruz and so many others that told the truth, or Matt Drudge, or anybody who could read the bill and actually cared about reality? Do you want to call in and apologize? Because listen, I don't want you to apologize to me, but you need to have the act of contrition, saying you're sorry to the people that you've attacked and lied about. Now, we know the state-run media is not going to do that. They're going to continue to just say, everything is awesome. Now you're part of the team. Everything is wonderful. You know, Michelle Obama's like, you're a knucklehead and don't have your insurance. And, you know, we need to, all the old liberals are running ads like, make your kids pay, them lazy kids. Get them stinking kids. I mean, this is so incredibly corrupt. And no amount of new taxes will prop up all the Social Security and everything. It's designed to implode. But not until they've sucked the country dry. The globalists have done this in third world country after third world country. And when they get down to the final line of really breaking this country once and for all, which we're really getting into those waters now. It's not a hypothetical or down the road or over the horizon. We're now arriving. It's like when you're a kid and you drive halfway across the country to say to go to Washington, D.C. or to go to Los Angeles or go to, you know, Detroit or go to Florida, or, you know, wherever you're going. And finally, you get there at night and you're 20 miles away and you see the city. And it's like, oh, and then you're at the hotel. And then you're there. I mean, we're pulling into the city of tyranny. The city of broken dreams, the city of dependency, the city of state-run media and tyranny. And with all that is going to be media censorship. And we reported on this last year when they first proposed it, earlier this year. And it finally got picked up this week. And everybody's freaking out over the FCC wants to put monitors under a George Soros organization. Literally, I have the articles right here. I'm going to show them to you. If you're a TV viewer or listener, I'll give you the headline. And they are literally coming into them saying, we're going to see if you're racist, bias towards women or minorities, and file a report on you of how you should run your media. I mean, this is insane. This is Commissar's political police. Well, on the heels of that, senators are demanding the FBI head answer questions about indictment of Desh D'Souza, the #2 filmmaker, documentary filmmaker in history, Imagine if Michael Moore had been arrested, you know, a year after making a film about Bush. I mean, I would be saying that stinks. Look at this. Michigan Democrat rep Gary Peters threatens TV station licenses over Obamacare ad. And there's an ad running that criticizes Obamacare. It's up on Infowars.com from the Examiner if you want to watch it. And they literally are saying, we'll strip your license if you do this. And this is what Democrats in the U.S. Senate talk about. This is what they want to do. I don't call this liberal. I call it authoritarian. The globalist social engineers are not just targeting us with propaganda. They are manipulating our genetics. We are being targeted at every level by estrogen mimickers that lower our testosterone and other hormones and natural compounds that the body needs. After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic super male vitality formula sourced from powerful organic herbs and then concentrated for maximum potency. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose. For a limited time, we are offering 15% off Super Male Vitality at InfoWarsLife.com to introduce you to this powerful supplement. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality. InfoWarsLife.com. Actually, U.S. rep is threatening to pull an FCC license as if he could even do that. And now you've got the FCC saying they want to come in and manage news inside even print media. Talk about a power grab, even with the FCC chairman coming out saying it's a bad idea. So they're backing off of it for now. They did this last year as well. We're going to play this again just because he doesn't like it. While Julie Boonstra, Dexter, Michigan, struggles to survive leukemia, she now has to cope with being called a liar by the Democrat who wants to be her next senator. And the campaign of Representative Gary Peters is also going after television stations airing ads in which her story is featured, threatening their licenses. That's right. The Examiner goes on to report the ad by Americans for Prosperity features the woman battling leukemia talking about how her insurance was canceled under Obamacare and saying Peters' decision to vote for the law jeopardized my health. No kidding. They admit it's kicking people off. The ads are airing in Michigan as Peters seeks the Democratic nomination to replace Senator Carl Levin, Democrat of Michigan. So he wants to go from the House to the Senate, who is not seeking re-election. Media organizations investigating the ads claim note that she was able to find comparable new insurance under the law. The Washington Post fact-checker blog gave the ad a 2 Pinocchios for Obama. Really, she didn't get the doctor she wanted, the treatment she wanted. What a bunch of bull. The point is, they said you wouldn't lose your doctor. And the bill said you would in many cases. They were liars. People just keep defending this Obamacare, man. Admit you're wrong. But in response, told the local leader newspaper that though she has no idea whether she will break even with the new plan, a fact-checker claims the uncertainty of having to restructure her health care while coping with the deadly disease is damaging enough. Yeah, choose your own doctor. That's fundamental. People are asking me for the numbers, and I don't know those answers. That's the heartbreak of it all. And meanwhile, it's reported that he is threatening to have their FCC license pulled, which is what we see going on with all this attempt to have the FCC come in and start managing political statements and things. And we saw the Obama truth squads during the first election 7 years ago saying if you run a misleading ad, the Missouri police will arrest you. They will decide if it's misleading. In other words, if you say Obama wants to raise taxes, this is a quote. Guys, will you pull up on YouTube, or we may even have it, Obama truth squads? Because I'm not kidding. It actually says, if you say he doesn't want to cut taxes, you will be arrested. He wants to cut your taxes. Even if you wanted to lie and say Obama wants to raise my taxes and it wasn't true, which he did try to raise them and did raise them. He did lie, of course. It's your free speech. You can be mistaken, whatever. You've got to prove civilly in court someone lied on purpose. That's common law. That's our free system. But here, oh, no, I just say you're lying. You're arrested. So this is the reign of terror with the IRS harassing the Tea Party, pro-lifers, gun groups, and then they didn't get in trouble, so they're right back at it again. And Holder running around telling the news media to brainwash the public against guns. By the way, I saw a congressman Yet the show I was on with Jesse Ventura that I consulted on, the one about FEMA camps and threat fusion centers 3 years ago, all of it's come out to be confirmed now. And they literally, he went on there and told Ventura, this never existed. I didn't bring forward this bill. And there are no camps. Then we show the camps and show his bill to expand them. So he called up and threatened True TV, threatened the company that owned it, threatened also, and had the show pulled even off TiVo. It's supposed to air over and over again on cable. It airs about 50 times. Come in a bunch of the other episodes, too. It airs like 50 times a year. They air those shows over and over again. It was a hit show. 3 seasons. This is the second season. They pull it and then erase it off the DVRs and TiVos everywhere. That's how upset they were. So I know what it's like, folks. Those stations probably out of fear won't run it. Now, he did find the Truth Squad clip from 7 years ago where they said, if you say he doesn't want to cut taxes, we'll arrest you. Well, he did raise them. This is insane. And now Dinesh D'Souza is facing many years in jail for what is clearly legal and lawful contributions for his filmmaking. He's now being persecuted. They're arresting people. This is dangerous. This is a scam written by offshore mega corporations that are totally and completely ruthless. The whole liberal facade of Obama is just that, a facade. For those that don't know what a facade is, that we're public school educated, you know, it's like those old Western towns and movies where it's just the front. There's nothing. You go through the door and there's cactuses and tumbleweeds behind it. But guys, will you pull up the definition of facade for me? Because look, it's not that Obama's a lesser of two evils. He's a more effective of evils because he can get the agenda through. When he bombs a country, it's because he's a Peace Prize holder. When he raises your taxes, because you're part of a team. I mean, you got a business. You didn't build that. But now is the time. And I'll give the number out in the next segment. Go to your calls. I want to hear from people that actually think I'm wrong. I want to hear from people that like Obamacare. I want to hear from the people that really think Obama cares about you and that Joe Biden really cares about you. I want to hear from you, and I'm going to give the number out for Obama supporters to call in here. This is your chance, uncensored live radio, folks. 877-789-ALEX, or racist, actual dial it as well. 877-789-ALEX, or knuckle dragon redneck. That'll also get you, dial that, it gets you to here. 877-789-ALEX. Because I'm not a real intellectual like all the liberals out there that just don't have any facts. They just go, oh, Obama, oh, I feel so smart, oh, I'm so liberal, oh. When you support literal fascist takeover and are enemies of anybody who's a real liberal like myself in the Thomas Jefferson vein, I mean, you people are despicable. I'm talking about those controlling the everything is awesome group out there thinks they're really about to get some great deal for Obama. 877-789-ALEX, 877-789-2539. The polls show about 30% of you still worship the Lord and Savior Barack Obama, as Jamie Foxx calls him. I want to hear from you, because Obama said just 2 weeks ago he's got lower approval ratings because of racism. Really? Really? Really. So it's not that Obamacare is a ripoff, or it's not that higher taxes on the middle class will stall the economy. It's not that I don't want our power plant shut down as we get half our energy from coal and they're shipping our jobs to Mexico and China. It's not that I want prosperity. It's not that I want a fair shake. It's not that I want real equality. It's not that I'm mad at MSNBC race baiting all day. No, it's because I'm a racist because I don't want 52% of blacks to be aborted like the Democratic Party does. I'm a racist because I know the Democratic Party until 1964 was the Ku Klux Klan and was the anti-Voting Rights Act and Civil Rights Act and all of it until they couldn't beat the Republicans, so they became the party of race. But instead of about equality, like Martin Luther King said, it was about racial division. They just brought Klan politics to all the minorities and turned them, a great part of them, into racist, out-of-control scum, just like the Klan. I mean, it's just horrible that I'm geopolitically informed, that I'm economically informed, that I'm domestically informed, that I'm culturally informed, that I'm done a lot of anthropology research, a lot of sociology research. It's horrible. And so I want to admit it right now. I'm an intellectual nobody. Obamacare is a great deal. It's great to have your prices tripled. It's great to be kicked off your plan. It's great to have death panels. I'm wrong. Ted Cruz is wrong. I apologize. And I should be laughed at by the unintellectual mass that if Bill Maher just laughs at someone, look, everything they said's coming true, that we're all supposed to just agree with that. So I agree. Bill Maher, because he's real skinny and wears little thin ties and has writers, and he reads off a teleprompter, he's intellectual. He's smart. He could come in here and do a 2-3 hour radio show without a teleprompter and just wipe the table with me, folks, because he's a liberal. That's why he said last year, just kill more people, get rid of the population, more abortion. He hates people. He was being honest for a moment without the teleprompter. Because he is awesome. It was global. First in the 70s, we were all going to freeze in an ice age if we didn't have carbon taxes that they openly want to pay to the Davos group, $100 trillion every decade. That's London Telegraph. They want a $100 trillion to begin with. 100 trill. That's 10 trill a year paid to the Rothschild Exchange in London. Look it up. It's actually the Rothschild Exchange. And they've spent more than $20 billion propagandizing for this, because when they can tax every part of the carbon cycle and surveil it, you run everything, sweetsies. And it doesn't matter the North Pole got bigger and the South Pole got bigger. They say penguins can't swim at the Arctic. Well, you know why? Because there aren't penguins in the Arctic, folks. They're at the South Pole, the Antarctic. These people know all this. It's like the science guy got up on TV and said, look, the Antarctic got smaller and it was the Arctic. And it got bigger. Now it's climate change. First it was freezing, then it was warming. Now it's change. Hey, folks, the only thing that stays the same is change. It's the only constant in this universe. And now they want to FCC pull the licenses of TV stations that run milquetoast ads. They'll run pro-Obama ads and pro-video game ads, but not pro-gun ads on Fox and the Super Bowl. It's total discrimination. They're arresting filmmakers. They're arresting governors for crooked toenails, while Obama takes a third of his money from offshore IP addresses, totally illegal. Total selective enforcement, and Democrats are calling everywhere to arrest their opposition. You people are wanting to become Nazi fascist, and you're a clear and present danger. And if Republicans act like this, I'm going to come after them. See, that's where my bias is freedom and due process.
Now you can watch The Alex Jones Show live as it happens at Infowars.com/show.
You'll find links to all of our content there and a free 15-day trial for Prison Planet TV.
More than 60 movies and documentaries all in one place at Infowars.com/show.